Alright, so today on SVU, Devil's Dissection.
In the red air.
Detective Rollins hopes to elicit a confession from serial killer Gregory Yates when a body washes up on the beach where he buried victims, but the information he provides sends shockwaves through the police department. Then after that is criminal pathology. Detectives continue to investigate a woman's murder. Dismemberment by following a lead provided by serial killer Gregory Yates. So the previous one aired 9/23/15, right? Season 17, episode 1, right? So that's a new season, right? So this is episode 2 and aired a week later, right? Which is usually how the shows do, right? Mm-hmm. And this is 9/23/15, right? Now, if you watch shows like this, you're trying to understand this from the police's point of view, the DA's point of view, the victim's point of view, and the accused as well. Now, like I keep telling you, if you got a stepdaughter, right, you can't do nothing with her. If the mama's in the other room, right? Nothing sexual anyway. Now, I keep telling you, there's a difference between trying to make sure she didn't pee herself, too, right? I'm just adding that in for good measure. But there's certain things you can do with a stepdaughter, right? Or even a stepson, right? But a son pees differently than a daughter. See, I keep telling you that. Why are you acting devoid of common sense and reasoning when I'm mentally ill and more saner when I'm saying this than you are? Right? Insanity don't mean you're a criminal in the open. It means you accuse innocent people under a badge of self-righteousness, right? Which is just as bad, right? When Christians started falsely believing in the male Jesus, they changed the whole religion, right? Because their carnal minds couldn't grasp a God that was both male and female, right? They couldn't even picture it or imagine it, right? So, Rollins' mother throws her a baby shower. The team's investigation into the rape of a violinist by her college leads to Rollins' fugitive sister. Sergeant Mike Dobbs reports for his first stage rape. And so this was 21/15, right? Season 17, episode 6, right? I think that's kind of skipping ahead a little bit. About 4 episodes, right? From the last, right? Now, I don't just watch SVU though, right? Silly, you know. I also watch Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy or Family Feud or Give Me a Break, man, right? When the 13-year-old daughter of a reality TV family discovers she's pregnant, the team investigates. See, 13, right? Mike could seduce me and I don't know what to do with her, so she has sex with me, but I make her be on top, so what can you do about it, right? I'm just saying, if it were to happen you can't do much about it. Except tell her you're not supposed to do it either, right? You're both, old enough to make those sexual decisions, and even though you're underage, right, technically, you know right from wrong, right? Right? Now, if the girl comes to my house and blackmails her way into the house, right, I'm not a rude person, but if you show up in the middle of the night and you're a girl, right, underage, I'm not inviting you to my house, even if I give out my address as a church, right? I'm still a church, right? So it's called Patrimonial Burden, right? Season 17, episode 7, right? But you get the point, right? If you even read some of this, right, it's worse or just as bad as the Bible. When Barbara must drop rape charges against a popular actor due to lack of evidence, Rowland decides to take matters into her own hands, right? Starstruck victims, right? Season 17, episode 16. Now, this is a big jump ahead to February 24, 16. But sometimes there's a reason for that, too. So, 11/4/15, right, was episode 7, right? And then it jumps to episode 16, right? Well, there's so many different seasons, right? You can kind of do that, too, right? Unholiest Alliance, right? The team works to unravel a sex trafficking operation with the government of offices, the police department, and the Catholic Church after one of their own is implicated in a cover-up, right? So, Unholiest Alliance. Now, if you're an adult and you're over 18 and you still feel gay, okay, I'd say God bless you, right? I don't condemn you, right? Why? I know. The real problem in the Bible is the men trying to rape other men into being, not just into being gay, but maybe even kill them, right? I know. And not allowing them to say no, right? That's the real problem. Now, some feel even at the gay clubs you're forcing your gayness on them or something, right? Now, you're probably gay yourself and afraid to act on it because of the religious implications in your head, right? Now, if you can get it up for a woman, you're not gay, right? Either, right? But you say, well, I've heard gay men can do both. Well, then he's bisexual, not gay, right? So if you have sex with both, you're really bisexual, right? That's the thing, too, by the way, right? I know. If a female responds to both, you don't have to be totally gay or totally straight. You can be bi. That's another option you have, right? Now, that's also how you get a menage a trois. Don't judge the girl. Maybe, okay, you might be with her friend, too, right? But if you judge her, right, you're being self-righteous. You might not get the menage a trois, and then, you don't get either one. 2 for the price of 1 is always a better deal, ain't it? If you know what I mean, right? Doing something unholy. Then this one is going back to season 17, episode 2, but it's criminal pathology. Detectives continue to investigate a woman's murder, and again, back to Yates again, but this is at 12 p.m., right? Oh, it went back, right? I'll see what happened. Sometimes it does that. Unholiest. And then the book of Esther, right? Rollins races to rescue a girl being held captive by her father, right? And again, Esther didn't involve anything but an uncle, not a father, right? And again, right, who wound up helping all of Israel because certain people were plotting against them, right, to destroy them, right? And one of them was Haman, right? And sometimes people hate other races, right? And all hatred is wrong, right? So this is season 19, episode 20, though, right? So we're getting way ahead. It aired March 2nd, 2018, right? So the last one was 3/23/16, so we're jumping 2 years ahead, right? Into season 19, right? Now, the point of this all, right? And then blackout, right? This probably involves Rohypnol or some kind of drug like that, right? When defense attorney Nikki Steins is raped after a police charity event, Benson reluctantly looks to her own for a suspect. This is season 20, episode 18, aired March 21st, 2019, right? So now we're skipping ahead by 6 p.m., right? Now, it can air all the way back to, right? This is 4/22/21 to 18/21, 4/16/20. She paints for vengeance. Because you're believing a myth that what a person watches is what they do. No. See, here's how I learned to watch a movie. It's fictional, for one. Number one point. No matter how realistic it looks on the screen, you can't trust what you see. I know. You can't do it because it breaks all the rules sometimes, right? And that's the first thing I learned in school, right? Movies, books are divided into categories too. Historical, fictional, right? Can't be held accountable, right? Okay. And this is a fellow detective asks the SVU for help when he suspects his 2 daughters are being groomed by a serial predator. Cat disobeys the captain's orders, right? And like I said, they got cast, right? Mariska was born in 1964, so she's like, I was 69, so that's almost, what, 6 years, right? I.C. Kelly was 1980. Peter was 1980. Octavio, I don't know, that's probably Cat or something, right? Oh, there she is. Jamie Gray Hyder. Demore Barnes. Philip Winchester. He was in 1981. Raul Esperanza, 1970, right? Michelle Hurd, 1966, right? That was 3 years before, December 21st, right? And she's married to Garrett Dillahunt, whoever that is, right? And like I said, you don't know these people. They're in New York shooting a movie or shooting a film, right? However you want to look at it, right? Now, for some reason, Ice-T's info ain't coming up. I don't know why, right? And there's no picture for Peter, but I think I know who he is, right? I'm not sure who Octavio is, but it sounds masculine, right? The Moore Barnes, never heard of that person either, right? And no info on them, right? So I can't tell if that's a masculine name or a feminine name, right? It's just the Moore Barnes, right? Well, Demi Moore comes to mind, right? Well, you might not be sure, right? But anyway, must be held accountable. Mm-hmm. She paints for vengeance, right? Uh-oh. Let's see what this is about. A sexual assault investigation is stalled for months. A woman puts her accusations against a popular athlete on a billboard, right? Okay. Solving the unknowns, right? But that's what you have with my case, right? Here's the problem. When you're on the couch, right? Because your wife left you in Tennessee, like I told you in the blog, right? Never changed that part of the story, right? The only part I'm changing a little bit is there's two ways you could have even woke me up. One is kind of standing by the TV and staring at me or something somewhere in that neighborhood, right? Just for example, right? And the other is actually going over there and physically waking me up herself, right? Well, when she does all that, or she would do all that, do you sleep on the inside of the couch or the outside, right? Facing somebody, I guess. Mm-hmm. If you're asleep or not. How do you sleep? On the couch. No, if you're not trying to get in any more trouble with your wife, you don't know about your bad anyway, but you need to do it as a move from her. You can tell that shit immediately. Especially when she lives in stranded in Tennessee. You know she's bad about something. Don't even want you to meet her parents, which was your only chance, really, too. Right? You're not going to go to Arkansas just on the whim, especially with now that you're disabled, right? Or Texas or anywhere near her or her daughter, right? But that's the other point, too. If I'm blacked out a couple times, you better keep blacking me out, and I still don't know what's about. Don't mean I'm not, by the way, either. That's the problem, too. Now, you can't just shoot somebody, but you might be trying to beat me to a pulp, and then I keep healing, right? I don't know. Paul was beat a few times. And stoned, according to his own testimony, right? And survived it. That's really the craziness of it all, right? Are people surviving being stoned sometimes and they didn't know it? Well, you usually stone them until they're knocked out or don't breathe, right? Or appear to be dead, right? Well, that could be an appearance too, right? I mean, there's more miracles than you want to admit, maybe, right? I don't know. Right. So today I'm thinking of going to Little Caesars maybe and having that lunch for under, I think it's around $6 now, right? And I had breakfast this morning. All I took was some medications, normal medications, right? And that's it. Well, why do I do this, right? You're accusing me of a major crime, right? Worse than the sex with the man, right? Well, that makes me wonder, did you have sex with the man? That's why you're doing this shit, right? Something's going on, right? See, when you're accusing someone, you have a motive, right? And if you're doing so deceptively under a false name, you have another matter, right? And like I said, I'm not trying to out anybody, but right, no one's came out to me either, right? Not even the family members I told you about, right? Want me to really say nothing about it, but I'm talking about it in general, right? That I heard rumors or this, that, or the other, but he never said, right? Things like that, or she never said, or you definitely know, right? By the situation she's in, or he's in, right? And the thing is, you're not here to condemn the person, but help them understand God too, right? And I keep telling you, one of the major things you have to do, right, is make sure you're following the law, even if they keep accusing you of breaking the law, because then they look strange, right? You're looking weird. You're looking like you're obsessed with sex with a child by now. I've never gotten in trouble for even hitting on a child, right, or doing something wrong around a child, right? Not even where the child told her parents or something. See what I mean? Now, that's not to encourage a child under 18, preferably, or 16 in my state, which is the age of consent, right? What's the difference? I know. Well, you're starting to learn to drive a car. You're starting to become more responsible, right? And they allow you to choose your sex partner at 16, right? Now, there's some obstacles. You can't get legally married without your parents' permission at 16, though they can give their permission, right? 17, you can move out, is what I heard, right? And 18, of course, you can get legally married yourself, right, without parental permission, right? And that's some of the things I'm talking about, dealing even with the girl at the nail salon, because I wouldn't just have sex with her and dump her either, right? I'm not that kind of person, but if she's trying to blackmail me or something, or get me out the store, she did, by the way. Sex would be a good way to do that, even if you denied, right? Because then you did something wrong. See, assault with a deadly weapon trumps sex with an underage girl who lied about her age, right? And is supposed to have the documents already given to the manager of the place to run the place, right? Or she can't work there until she's legal, right? If she's at 15, she's supposed to have paperwork. Now, am I, the customer, supposed to ask her for, see your documents and everything? No, she's supposed to be already able to work in the store, right? Or she can't do the job, I know. And then you ask her age, and she says 37, my name's Michelle, I'm from New Jersey. You can't validate that or deny that or say she's lying or not, right? You don't know nothing about her the first time you're going into the store, right? Though you've been to other ones around the way, you just went to that one finally, right? It's also named after a dating site called Orchid, too, so you're not thinking nothing at first, right? Just coincidental. So then you ask her age, right? If you're not a pedophile, you wouldn't care, right? So you see, you're bad. You're out to even get the good guys who are trying to help everybody, not just, and explain certain things. Even a pedophile can't sleep with an underage boy, male or female, right? It applies to the males and females equally. That's why Mary Kay Letourneau got in trouble. Trying to sleep with a 13-year-old boy. You can, and the boy's going to think it's all right. He might not even want to tell on the teacher, but the parents got to catch him. He's hanging out with the teacher too much for a young boy. We can't go all together. We're suspicious now. And see, when you doing too much activity with a child, they know something's up there too, right? Now, that ain't never happened to me in my schooling, right? I ain't never had a teacher even approach me for sex, so that's why I know better, right? I don't approach children for sex. Plus, like I said, even in the theater, they're behind the damn counter, even if they're not. I respect people. I'll talk to you about the situation we're both in. Because if they're accusing me, they're also thinking you want to have sex with me too, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Now, the real problem will be if you did snuck over to my house the night before, then we had sex that night, and then I met you the next day, and you expect to meet me the next day, but then you're acting weird. That would really be weird. And messed up. All right, have a good day.